let me tell you, HBO Max has definitely one of the best films of 2020 so far. You guys need to go check it out this week. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new movie review. Today I'm going to be discussing Unpregnant, and of course, if you guys are new here, consider hitting that like and subscribe button where I do tons of movies, rankings, and reactions over here on a daily basis. I love talking movies, and I want to keep talking them with you guys down below in the comment section, so make sure to leave a comment down there and let me know your guys' thoughts on this film. Are you guys excited about it? Are you not? Let's discuss it. Unpregnant follows a pregnant teenager, Veronica, who discovers that she cannot get an abortion in her home state of Missouri without her parents' permission. She convinces her former best friend Bailey to take a road trip with her to Albuquerque so she can get one there. This film's trailer just lit up my world. I love both of these, and especially Haley Lou Richardson. I've just been a major fan of the last couple of years, and every single performance she's been in, she's just been such a shining light. And Barbie, I've never truly seen anything before. The small little glimpses I have, she's been, again, that shining bright light as well. Both of them teaming up for a coming-of-age film this time around, and a road trip comedy in the same sorts, but all of it revolving around a pretty serious subject matter that, you know, we saw a film called Never, Rarely, Sometimes, Always earlier this year, which, again, took this concept into a very drastic and dramatic filled purpose, which was an excellent looking film. I'm really happy to see two different parallels around the same subject matter, one more of a drama, one more of a comedy, but also at the same time all having a great message all around it. And I think Unpregnant actually details this message even better. Unpregnant is an excellent movie, and I don't think it's perfect, but it's one that's absolutely hilarious, charming, brilliant, and nonetheless it's one that will put a big smile on your face throughout the whole entire film, but at the same time feel something and understand the message, because the message of that females should be able to decide what they want to do with their own body. If they want to get an abortion, they can. If they don't want to, that's up to them. But I think what they do so well in here is they add different subplots in here, certain characters, certain perspectives in here that again tie into wanting to go against that nature. But I love how this film was able to dive into it in, again, a dramatic filled way that never held down the tone or the pacing of the film, and never felt like it was getting in front of your face, but always just there enough to remind you of how important this film is, and again, how important this message is. I think a lot of major props have to go to Rachel Lee Goldenberg, who's the writer and director of this film. I absolutely think it's because of her writing and directing that she's able to really stylize this film in such an excellent manner, and one that again never lets up with the message that needs to be put out there, but at the same time dissecting and giving us an excellent coming of age story about two girls who used to be best friends, and kind of that friendship kind of reuniting, because we all have that one friend that maybe something in our past split us apart and we weren't that close anymore, but again we always want that friendship to come back together. And I really think the friendship element in here is also one of the strongest elements of this film, and again adds that coming of age story. Most coming of age stories only detail into one girl, but this one details into two, really giving great personalities, great background history in between both of them within them, whether it's a flashback sequence or just dialogue between them both that shows the past that they had, that I actually think is really unique to say the least, because usually in these type of movies we don't get that, and I loved it. Performances from Barbie, Ferreira, and Haley Lou Richardson are absolutely shining spots in this film. Once their chemistry is just perfect with one another, you instantly believe that these two used to be best friends, and seeing the kind of this friendship come back together during this road trip is just so special. Make you want to hit up your friend you haven't hit up in a while and be like, hey, let's go on a road trip, let's hang out, let's get that friendship back to normal. Also, their performances are great in here. Both of them dealing with different type of altitudes, and again, in their personal lives that I'm not going to get into in a spoiler fashion, because that's not fair. I want you guys to experience for the first time with you guys. Both of them do such an excellent job in here that I was absolutely taken away. We are living in a time of seeing so many up-and-comers that in the next 10, 15 years, these people are going to be in all these bigger films, and so many people are like, oh, where is this person come from? And we are going to know where they came from. I'm getting so excited to be like, I knew them first. Some of the sub-characters in here, every single person is having a little blast of a time. Giancarlo Esposito is one of those actors who I love seeing when he comes into play, and the character he plays in here is actually a little bit of fun. He was one of my favorite side characters throughout this whole storyline, whether it's the likes of him, Bracken Meyer, Sugar Lean Beard, Ramona Young, Alex McConnell. There are ones all in here that again play a very important part towards telling this story, and again telling this message overall, and again none of it feeling like it's straight in front of your face like, oh my god, I'm going to bonk you over the head with this message. Many films will do that and it gets in the way of what the film is speaking about, but not this one. Though this is one of my more favorite films of 2020 so far, I don't think it's perfect. I think there's one thing that actually held the film back just a bit, like literally just this much in particular, and it's kind of the cartoonish element that at times this film can fall into, and its tonal shifts with that are absolutely the thing that do hold this film back from being perfect and being one of the most perfect coming of age stories yet. Because yes, I think this film is still brilliant. I think in the way that it's handled, in the subject matter, and again the comedy routes, everything in there still works perfectly. It's just this one cartoonish element. There's one little subplot and there's little things in here and there where it's like, you guys should be getting in way more trouble than you are. It came a whole subplot with this very religious family that I thought, for the most part, it was funny, it was entertaining, but it definitely took me out of the moment and reminded me that, oh, yeah, I'm watching a movie. This is not realistic. And I'm sure there are people who are like this religious family, but some of the things the girls do in these moments should have gotten them in a lot of trouble. And I just didn't believe in it, and again, it took me out of the atmosphere. I'm watching a movie, I want to dive in, I want to forget that I'm even with anything, I want to feel like I'm on this road trip, and for the most part I did, besides this one in particular moment, and then it kind of went back to normal, and I believed in it a little bit more. And then once it finally went back, I was like, okay, I can feel this all over again. Pregnant is brilliant, charming, and a hilarious coming-of-age story, while at the same time wrapping around an excellent message about what women should do with their bodies. One of the best films of this year, absolutely, and Haley Lou Richardson and Barbie Ferreira are perfect in this. Surprised by this one. I heard a lot of good buzz about it. I love the trailer, but at the same time, I didn't know if it was going to live up to that nature, because when it gets into subject matter like this, I didn't know how it was going to be handled as a comedy type story. I already saw it in a drama, and it worked in that nature, but as a comedy, is it actually going to establish its nature so well? And it really did. This film truly surprised me. I had a blast with this, and I think many of you guys are going to do the same. You guys are going to get a message, you guys are going to be entertained, and at the same time, you're going to want to call up your old best friend and really apologize to them, or in general, just kind of form that friendship once again. I loved this movie, and I'm sure many of you guys are going to as well. So with all that said, I'm going to give Unpregnant a B+. Thank you guys again so much for clicking on this. You guys are seriously all the best. Make sure to head on over to Samsung Films on how to see films right. And of course, it's a big name to you and a big name to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Hope you guys enjoyed the movie. Make sure to comment down below and let me know your guys' thoughts. And of course, until next time, stay classy.